So, as the Oklahoma Sooners are going through their spring practices, trying to implement a new offense, a new defense, and then get accustomed to a new coaching staff, there's a lot of talking points for us to get into. However, today we need to discuss the return of one Justin Harrington as he finds his way back to the Oklahoma Sooners, and we need to talk about why this move could be so beneficial for Brent Venables in year one. Before we do, though, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, Y for yes, N for no. Are you excited that Justin Harrington is back a part of this team? And let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed the content, like and comment down below, as those interactions, though small, are massive to content creators such as myself in both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But with all that being said, let's hop right into this, because this is a story that's kind of intriguing to me. An individual who found their way to Oklahoma via junior college and then initially entered the transfer portal about at the midway point of the season. And at that point, Justin Harrington's future was completely up in the air, as is the future of so many individuals in the transfer portal right now. Look, the transfer portal can be a major positive in college football, allowing a player an opportunity to put a new environment around themselves, which could be a massive net positive. But at the same time, there are so many players currently in the transfer portal that have nowhere to call home that it is a little bit alarming. And Justin Harrington at one time was one of those players. But fast forward to yesterday, where it's confirmed that Justin Harrington is back practicing with the Oklahoma Sooners and he's a go to be a part of this team. And this is big for a few different reasons. First and foremost, you love a story in which an individual such as Justin Harrington worked so hard to get where he's at and ultimately is afforded the chance to prove himself and come back onto the team. It's a feel-good story, and in a lot of ways, this is what college football is about. Individuals working to get an opportunity and then being given that opportunity. It's part of the reason why I love recruiting so much, because recruiting is basically an admission of your work, an awarding of your work, and recognizing how talented and what you do. But nonetheless, I digress. Justin Harrington being back for Oklahoma is great for Justin Harrington, but what does it do for the Oklahoma Sooners in particular? And the honest answer here is Oklahoma needs depth in the secondary. There are a lot of talented names to watch who could take those two spots. Key Lawrence is somebody who I am very high on. I think he's a very talented player, and I think under Brent Venables' defense, he's someone who could find a lot of success. But he's not the only one. There's a few different names that could reasonably take these positions and have great years. It's no secret for Oklahoma fans to how I feel about Billy Bowman, the very talented player hailing from Denton, Texas, who could play offense, he could play defense, he can play special teams. He just needs to be involved in a football game because he is a very talented athlete. Billy Bowman could be one of those individuals, but nonetheless, at the point where we're always talking about iron sharpens iron and underlying how important healthy competition is, news such as this, news that says Justin Harrington, a very talented player, a top player coming out of junior college, is back on Oklahoma's team, it provides the Sooners with quality depth. And if someone's sitting there thinking, oh, but he's gotten kind of behind, we need to remember this is a new system being implemented. And so sure, maybe he hasn't been there as long and been in the meeting rooms as long as a Billy Bowman with Brent Venables, right? But at the same time, this is a new system for all parties involved, so he's not majorly behind the curve. He still has plenty of time to come in here, get acclimated, and be A-okay. So because of that, that's not really a factor in this situation right here. The things that I look at is that it provides the Oklahoma Sooners with quality depth. It provides them with multiple bodies to be able to try out at those safety positions and then find what works best for them. And then even further than that, college football is moving to a more spread out, faster paced game. And because of that, we're seeing defenses hit dime packages much more frequently. And at that point, Justin Harrington could be somebody who's a major benefit to Oklahoma in a dime package situation. Those sort of things are becoming more prevalent in college football, and as such, the need for more and more quality depth pieces at the defensive back position has never been greater. A position group that you already wanted a lot of depth at, but with the evolution of college football moving to a more spread out and offensive game, the need for defensive backs, and a lot of them, has only increased, and Justin Harrington satisfies that need for the Oklahoma Sooners. So at the end of the day, when you're looking at this, I like this story for a few different reasons. First and foremost, it's the feel-good story about an individual entering the transfer portal and ultimately finding his way back to the team he was a part of and getting the opportunity to showcase what he can do. The other thing, though, and the other area we need to look at this is from the Oklahoma Sooners perspective, who not only just got a very talented player who's one of the top players coming out of junior college when he ultimately went to Oklahoma, but this is a new system they're implementing, and any bodies you can get in there that you have faith in their athletic ability, you take that. Especially when you're having to replace two safeties, and though there are talented names, you need to be cognizant that, one, you want healthy pieces in the secondary, and having depth helps satisfy that right there. And then secondly, as college football is moving towards a more spread out game, inevitably you're going to be in dime more often. And being in dime means more defensive backs on the field, which provides the opportunity for more defensive backs to get playing time. So having that quality depth is necessary, and Justin Harrington helps satisfy that. But who knows? He could come in this spring practice, really click with this Brent Venables defense, and make a real solid run next season. It's something we have got to watch. I think now there was already so much intrigue around Oklahoma's spring game, and this certainly added another wrinkle into that. But I'm very excited from hearing from all of you. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about all of this. That's it. See ya.